Hey, I'm Aspen.
And I'm Ubu.
And this is Movie Grits,
a movie podcast where we talk about everything except the movie we're watching.
And today, we're watching
Night at the Museum.
Okay, on with the show!
I got a Schmoothie King schmoothie.
Oh, there's a good.
Yeah, there's a good. All right. Are you ready to watch the movie?
I am.
Movie. Bum, bum, bum,
Did you just guess it again?
Yeah. But I was wrong this time.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was the same. Anyway, I'm stupid.
No, this is...
Oh, I never would have guessed.
Do you want to tell the viewers what we're watching today?
Today we're watching Night at the Fast Food Chains.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
20th Century Fox presents opinions on fast food.
Yes.
Indigenous film partners.
Did I say indigenous or ingenious?
Ingenious.
Okay.
But what's the difference?
I read indigenous, so I don't remember. Anyway.
Yeah, I did for a second. I was like, that's a funny thing to point out. Oh, ingenious. Anyway. All right. Well, so I've looked up a list courtesy of you boys over at Big Brother Google.
Okay.
A list of fast food restaurants in America.
Woo.
We've done the first two, but if you want to rehash, what's your opinion on Wendy's?
Okay, so I have a piece of paper here, and I'm gonna do like the tier just for my own records.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should do that too.
It's nothing official. I just want to remember what we've gone over, basically.
Okay. All right.
But did we want to label the tiers just for fun, or?
Yeah, we can label the tiers.
Okay. What are the tiers? Like S, A, B...
S, A, B, C...
F?
F.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we
the
can
F
label
tier
them.
is Doo-Doo Donkey.
Mm-hmm.
The S tier is... Whoa. The A tier is... The B tier is... And the C tier is... Oh.
Almost terrible, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what O stands for.
Okay, so... Name-wise, I feel like S tier should be... called... I have nothing.
It should be...
It should be called Ratatouille.
Alright, Ratatouille is S tier. And I'll allow that if F tier can be Doo-Doo Donkey.
Yes.
This is based on a book. I didn't know.
Food fight.
Yeah, Food Fight will be C tier.
Because it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad, but I would rather watch Food Fight than Doo-Doo Donkey.
That's fair.
B tier can be... What's a food movie that I have no interest in, but it's probably not bad? Chef.
Chef?
Yeah, that's the Jon Favreau movie he made after, like, Iron Man.
Sure.
Yeah. So B tier is Chef, and then A tier... What's like a good cooking movie that isn't quite Ratatouille?
Something like, I don't want to say Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, because we were going to watch that before this.
Well, let's do it. Let's do Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Why not?
Okay.
Just because it might be a bit of a mouthful doesn't mean it's not good for A tier.
Okay.
And of course, our favorite F tier food related movie, Doo-Doo Donkey. One of these things is not like the others.
It's fine. We can have some variety.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps the people guessing. Okay, so rewind.
Numero uno.
Yeah.
Is Wendy's.
Wendy's. I don't even. Oh, it's Ant-Man. Anyway,
It's Mr. Ant.
I'm gonna say, since we talked about this movie so much in the last movie grits, it's fine if we don't acknowledge it. Anyway,
Yeah.
So Wendy's. I have no idea what I said about Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever I said before is not canon. Anyway, so I think I
It was a
said
fan project.
I think I put Wendy's. It would probably be like a C tier
Oh yeah.
because I don't eat a lot of their food, and their fries are not good, and
SMA.
their burgers are okay. Okay, maybe it's a B. I'll do Wendy's as B. Is chef.
Okay. Now, are you and I deciding on a mutual ranking?
Hmm.
Should we do that? I think that'll add some spice to the conversation.
I think it should. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Good thing I'm writing in
Then I'm
pen.
then I'm going to make a case for Wendy's being A tier.
Okay.
Because one, a decent variety. Um the burgers are unique. I don't know any burgers that other than Wendy's that are shaped like cubes. Two, they also have like salads. They have like chili that you can get and stuff like
Okay.
that. Exhibit B, literally the only of like the major burger chains I can think of that consistently has a working ice cream machine.
Oh yeah.
And
I
I'm
remember
pretty
that.
sure I made this point last week.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, like it astonishes me. Like whenever I have a friend who used to work at McDonald's, and she'll get on to me for being like, it's hard for them to clean the machine, so on and so forth. And it's like, I get it, poor low wage worker, but if it's that much of a hassle, don't put it on the menu. And also, how can Wendy's do it so seamlessly?
Yeah.
Like, like on one side, there's people complaining about like, don't give them guff just because the machine never works, just because it's on the menu and you can never get it. And then on the other side, you don't even think about it. You just go one frosty, and they go chocolate or vanilla, and you go chocolate.
Both.
And then they give it to you. Yeah, both. And then they give them to you, and it works.
Okay.
So
I will accept Wendy as A tier because I will not let my lack of experience with Wendy sway my opinion.
Also, the $5 biggie bag is one of like the best deals in the world of fast food since Taco Bell existing.
Yeah, I was about to say Taco Bell.
Yeah, that's like a decently sized little burger, fries, chicken nuggets, and a drink, which you can also turn into a small frosty for no charge, all for $5.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay, Wendy's is A tier.
Nice. Okay.
Wendy.
Next. Another one we already talked about, McDonald's.
So I put McDonald's like super high, I remember.
And I put it super low.
So this one will be interesting.
Mm-hmm. So
I'll let you go first.
Oh wow.
That was
Gene
weird.
showed me a soda twice. Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll go first. So I'll start with the good stuff because there is good stuff about McDonald's. Breakfast menu.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I don't even have like a quote unquote regular at McDonald's for the like lunch menu, but I have one for the breakfast menu. If I'm on a road trip, that's like sausage biscuit and a hash brown and maybe a little chocolate milk if I'm feeling adventurous.
Mm-hmm.
Is like just for a few dollars a very dependable and delicious little breakfast. But then you also have the hot cakes, which is very iconic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can get coffee, and that's pretty good. Hot and cold, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Variety.
What else is good? The McNuggets are iconic. I think that's all the good stuff I can say about McDonald's. I don't like the fries. I don't like the burgers. And for a burger fast food chain, that's kind of a big deal. So, yeah, I would personally put it probably food fight tier. But
okay.
I know you're about to make a case for it to be higher.
I'll try and sway you to chef tier.
Mm-hmm.
Because I respect your opinion. However, I think McDonald's should at least be in chef tier because of everything you said. Their chicken sandwich is basically like a chicken nugget in a sandwich. Where could you go wrong with that?
That does sound pretty cool.
Except a little bit better because it's crispier and it's like real chicken, not like the weird pink putty stuff that.
Yeah, the McNugget sludge.
Yeah, the Teletubby sludge.
The Tubby custard.
Exactly. So it's good, and I actually really like their fries more than Wendy's. But here's the biggest case I'm pushing here. When you're traveling, where do you always know there is a bathroom and some food? McDonald's. There will always be a McDonald's around the corner to help you if you're really, say, for example, in a foreign country, which I have found myself in from time to time. And I'm like, I don't know what to eat. Also, I don't speak the language. But I do know how to say numbers, and I can see pictures on the menu, and it's McDonald's, like, there's always a McDonald's to save you.
I see.
I remember, just a funny little side note, when my family went to England. Obviously, we speak English, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but...
You're like, what are these people saying?
Yeah, no, I was...
Pop top of the morning, fancy a Mickey D's. What? What is this, Russian?
We were kids, but we just really wanted, like, pancakes for breakfast, but for some reason, British people love to give you a crepe when you ask for a pancake.
It's just a little prank they do. Yeah,
it's the most offensive thing you could do. But who was there to save us? McDonald's, okay? They gave us the hot cake pancakes, and it was all good. So, there you go. B tier, McDonald's?
I will agree it goes in B tier. I will also, I just gotta throw this in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that it's a nice thing to have, like an American originating restaurant in a foreign country. I've never found myself in that situation. And I don't know how many viewers have, but hey, if you go to another country, assuming it's not literally a third world country, you can probably depend on a McDonald's being around the street corner.
Yeah, maybe even if it is a third world country, I don't know.
Maybe they have a McDonald's in the middle of, like, I don't know. I don't want to say any countries and offend someone. All right.
I was trying to think of a country I know off the top of my head that is a third world country, but then again, I was like, I don't want to offend anyone. Anyway,
y'all know the ones.
Yeah, you know.
you know. So the next one on the list is one we haven't talked about, Subway.
Subway.
Do you have any thoughts on Subway?
Okay. I'm thinking. I had Subway a lot as a kid.
Okay.
Because my mom would, like, go do her workout stuff, and there was a Subway, like, right next door. So once we were done having to sit in the kids' play place for, like, an hour, it was, like, our little reward. Like, we could get food out of it.
I see.
But I will say, as a kid, I wasn't very adventurous, so I'd only get a ham with bacon sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
It's pretty cool.
So now that I'm adult, I've tried, like, actual sandwiches. And they're okay. It's never been anything groundbreaking.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, a Subway. I kind of want a sandwich, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking C tier.
All right. I feel like in my brain, when I think of Subway, I always think, theoretically speaking, whatever they can offer me, I can make it home. Very easily. However, when I find myself in Subway anyway, those sandwiches still really hit the spot in a way that, like, a homemade sandwich hasn't quite hit the spot. Because, sure, technically you can throw some meat and cheese and lettuce on bread, but there's, you gotta spend a little more expensively to get the kind of quality Subway has. And for a lot of people, I can understand, I sympathize with the people who are like, why not just go to Subway and just get it now for not that expensive.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I think Subway's great. It's just not doing anything particularly groundbreaking. It's more of like the fast food service that I wish there was more of, where it's like, you know, not quite as unhealthy as some of the other stuff. It's just kind of putting together sandwiches, and
Yeah,
sandwiches are great. Sandwiches are awesome. So, um,
that's true.
I don't know if I want to go quite the tier directly above Doo Doo Donkey because I feel like Subway deserves a little more than that. But I also understand it's nothing groundbreaking. I'm certain it's not the first restaurant to just make sandwiches for people. So,
Yeah, like when
um,
I think of a sandwich place, I never think of Subway.
mhm.
That's why I'm thinking C tier because it doesn't even cross my mind unless it's like I'm at an airport. This is just most recent memory. I was like, oh, there's
Mhm.
nothing else open except Subway. I guess I'll get Subway.
Yeah, but when you think of Subway, on the off chance you do, you aren't thinking gross,
That's
right? You
true.
just don't think of it.
I just don't think of it. Yeah, it's like not in my
Yeah.
brain at all.
Yeah. And as for me, I know there's a bunch, even in my area, there's a bunch of sandwich places that I could choose from, but some local, some like big places. But Subway is the one that I think of because that's like the big chain. So,
That's true.
um,
They
yeah.
came first. Jimmy John's and all the other ones came later.
Yeah. And you know what? They do a good job too. It's not, I mean, I don't want to downplay, but I also don't want to make it sound like assembling a sandwich is like rocket science.
Yeah.
Which is I'm thinking maybe B tier, whatever we called that food fight, like right
Chef.
there with McDonald's. Oh, okay, food fight second to last.
Yeah, yeah.
How dare I insult the classic movie that is Chef by Jon Favreau in that way?
I'll accept B tier.
Okay, now here's one
Okay.
that I don't mean to poison the well, and I also don't know what you think of it, but I
Yeah.
feel like this will be our first doo-doo donkey.
Okay.
What do you think of Arby's?
Arby's is definitely doo-doo donkey tier.
Take like the what I said from Subway about it's not that hard to assemble a sandwich. And I guess there is an exception. There are some people who their idea of what makes a sandwich good is just kind of corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see something on like an Arby's commercial, I'm just like, I would have so much gas after that. I
Well-
just go doo-doo donkey, you know?
I will say doo-doo donkey, but they do have really funny commercials. Because they know they're doo-doo donkey and they need something to get
Yeah.
people to come in. I
Yeah,
used to have
that's-
Arby's a lot as a kid too, so I have fond
Yeah.
memories of old Arby's.
Mhm.
But I had Arby's for the first time in like 10 years a little while ago, and I was like, the magic's dead.
It literally just looks like I haven't eaten at Arby's in forever, but when I did, I wasn't like the last time I did, I wasn't impressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even in the commercials, in the commercials, they're using like fake food to like, hypnotize you into like, wow, look at how crisp and watery that lettuce is, and it's really just like plastic that's got like,
Water
polymer water drips. Yeah. Even in the commercials, Arby's is just like, that just looks like a hamburger bun with roast beef from like the grocery store deli on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's even easier to assemble than what Subway makes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm thinking doo-doo donkey personally.
I agree for doo-doo donkey.
Yeah. All right. Next restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Well, this will be interesting if Krispy Kreme is also on the list, is it?
I don't know. I haven't looked that far down,
Okay,
but
no
we can put it
spoils.
on. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do Dunkin' versus Krispy Kreme lightning round. Well, not lightning round, but just like
Okay. Well, you
mini
go first.
comparison round.
Okay.
So that's a tough one. I like Krispy Kreme because they have like the little conveyor belts in their shop where you can watch the
Oh yeah,
donuts being made.
forgot about that.
That's pretty fun.
They took our last Krispy Kreme away from us a few years back, so
And that's what I was going
I
to
forgot
say.
about it.
Krispy Kreme seems to like show up and then disappear so quickly. Because I guess Dunkin' Donuts is better. Also, our movie is having a conniption.
Yeah, it had a slight knipping moment, but I think we fixed it for the time being.
I think it's a Dunkin' fan. I say availability. Dunkin' is always there. I mean, it might be. It's more available.
I can't disagree with you, unfortunately. I personally leaps and bounds like Krispy Kreme more. I don't know if it's nostalgia. I don't know if it's the novelty of seeing the little conveyor belt when we had one. But I do know when I think of biting into a crispy, like a fresh Krispy Kreme glazed donut and a fresh Dunkin' Donuts glazed donut, my mouth is watering way more for the Krispy Kreme one.
That's true. I don't remember ever eating a Dunkin' Donuts donut, but I do remember eating a Krispy Kreme donut.
I also, that's another thing. Dunkin', I think one of the reasons it's around a bit better is because they spread themselves a little more thinly across. They're a bit of a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
But perhaps not a master of anything. Whereas Krispy Kreme has got a very distinct donut flavor and not much else. Which isn't to say they're bad. That is what a donut restaurant should strive for, is to have a distinct and good donut.
Yeah.
But they don't also, I'm sure they do coffee, but like they don't have as much from what I remember on their menu as like Dunkin' has like hash browns and little sandwiches you could get and stuff. Krispy Kreme is a donut place where you can also buy like chocolate milk and coffee.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I think that might also be a reason it doesn't particularly stick around that long, is maybe more often than not people are more likely to look for coffee than they are to look for donuts,
Yeah.
And Dunkin' is like perhaps maybe even more of an alternative to Starbucks than an alternative to to Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would put Krispy Kreme like probably A tier.
Yeah, I'd agree to that.
And I would put Dunkin's not bad. It's just not as good as Krispy Kreme to me, so I'd put that B tier.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Are you ready to get into some pizza?
Ooh, okay.
All right. What do you think of Domino's pizza?
Okay. So, I'm not a big, I am a big pizza fan, but I think we've talked about this before. I really like crappy frozen pizzas.
We have.
Yeah.
And I was insulted.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even make pizza or know how to, but...
Well, just get pizza from the grocery store, right? The frozen pizzas. I'm a big fan of those. And I know they suck. That's why I like them.
Okay.
But as far as, so we have Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John. Those are the big ones. But
Little Caesars
also. Domino's, if I remember correctly, I don't like Domino's because they don't have big crust. Like their crusts are always thin. And I like a good crust on my pizza because I love bread. So that automatically makes me a Papa John's fan, I think.
Okay.
They have thick crust. But I'm going to throw in another one. Marco's Pizza.
Marco's. Okay.
Marco's is probably my favorite or delivery pizza place.
Marco's do be pretty pog.
And they got good crust, they got good flavors, and they're delicious. So Domino's would probably be like a C tier, maybe even doo-doo donkey for me.
I'm going to negotiate with you to at least move it up to C tier.
Okay.
I just need to think of how.
Okay. Well, that's a good start.
I know out of Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Papa John. I can't think of the last time I ate at Papa John's. It was fine, but it didn't really stick in my memory. So
yeah,
that's a strike against it. I can't describe its pizza quite as well as the other two. Pizza Hut. So I'm the opposite of you. I obviously like there to be crust because without it, it's not a pizza.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be a cake.
Mm.
And one of the problems I have with Pizza Hut is I don't know what type of crust it is, but they have this type of crust at Pizza Hut that my parents used to get all the time. That was like eating cake with cheese on it. Like I couldn't even taste the sauce at a point. And, God have mercy on your soul if you like put it in the fridge and then reheat it later. It just tastes like greasy bread. Yeah. Like you can't even taste the cheese anymore. Domino's, when you initially get it, when it's initially delivered to you, I think it's great. Yes, it's not as cakey as Pizza Hut, which I guess is what you're looking for. But I feel like it's a nice happy medium between thin crust and cakiness where, you can still bite into it and it's like, ooh, I just ate pizza. I just got like a big mouthful of pizza, as opposed to thin crust, which is like I crunched into a cracker with like tomato sauce and cheese on it.
Yeah.
Or thick crust, which is I ate bread that has grease in it.
Yeah.
Domino's is like the happy medium. It kind of has the same thing Pizza Hut does, where once it gets cold, it's kind of hard to bring that flavor back. But I think it's better than Pizza Hut, personally. Pizza Hut's not doo-doo donkey, but wherever it is, Domino is above it, in my opinion. Okay. And Papa John's, I don't even have an opinion on, because last time I had it, I was just like, pizza.
Yeah, I guess we could have a no opinion tier.
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of like malleable as to where Papa John's go. If you have an opinion, you can put it somewhere, and I won't disagree.
I have like also no opinion of Papa John's because I haven't had it and I have no memory of it.
It's funny because whenever I hear Papa John's get brought up, people tend to be pretty animated about it. So I think it'll be funny to see any reactions people might have to us both, like unanimously, like, I don't know. What even is Papa John's?
Yeah. So what do we say? Domino's is food fight?
Domino's is food fight. Pizza Hut's also food fight. Now, if I had it my way. Kind of. But Domino's is in front of Pizza Hut. Okay. It is better, but I will at least concede it can be in food fight.
Okay.
Now, you also mentioned Marco's.
I did, yeah.
We can put that in. That can be our first S tier.
I agree. Marco's is S tier.
Yeah. Pizza's great. The only reason I ranked those two places so low is just because of your opinion. But, like, you'd think I hate pizza or something. But no, I love it.
Let it be known, it's my fault that...
Yeah, but at the same time, whenever I love something, I'm also very critical and animated about it, so Pizza Hut probably would have been pretty far down to begin with. It's really just Domino's. It's like a negotiating thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marco's is great. I remember a couple months ago, there was a day I like came home from work, I think, and I was just like, I'm going to treat myself. And I bought like one of their extra large, like extra cheese pizzas.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was Kevin McAllister in Home Alone. I had a lovely cheese pizza just for me. It was terrific. And I'll carry that memory with me forever.
There you go. And that's why it's a ratatouille.
Yeah. Now, we have one other pizza place that we haven't really... I mentioned it, but we haven't really talked about it. Little Caesars.
So, Little Caesars.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the convenience.
It does.
And they always seem to be right next to the grocery store. So after you buy like hundreds of dollars worth of food, and you're like, dang,
I forgot my $5 Red Baron. And then you're like, that is equally as cheap and crappy as Red Baron.
Exactly. So the convenience is nice, but I'm never like, ooh, I could go for a Little Caesars. It's more of just like, I don't want to wait for my pizza to be delivered, and also Little Caesars is right there.
Yeah, I get that. Well, yeah, whenever me and best friend, like whenever I'd go spend the night at his house, the two of us and his dad would go to Walmart and we'd go shopping for snacks. And then afterwards is like the grand finale. We'd go pick up some pepperoni pizzas from Little Caesars. So, it was like a very conveniently immediate sort of addition to any get-together, if you're out shopping for something that's about to happen in 45 minutes or less, Little Caesars is great.
Yep.
I will say I'm one of the weirdos who would actually be like, I want pizza, and my first thought was Little Caesars.
Okay.
I used to have one directly across the street from my neighborhood, and I think their prices have gone up since then, and also they moved, so I haven't gotten a Little Caesars in a while. But when they were that close by, for like $9, I would get a stuffed crust pizza with extra cheese. And, I'd just be like, I want pizza. Go on the Little Caesars app, get extra cheese stuffed crust, $9, drive a minute and a half, and then come back and I've got pizza. Yeah. And all of this happened within the span of 15 minutes. That was lovely. With, if I even with Dear Marcos, if I think I want pizza and I default to that place, it's going to cost me almost as much as a new video game. Yeah. And the process is going to take 30 minutes to an hour.
That is true, yes.
So I feel like I've heard people say they think Little Caesars is garbage, and I think there's a case to be made for that, but neither of us have said that. So I feel Little Caesars has something unique enough and convenient enough that maybe it should be somewhere between where we put Domino's and Pizza Hut and where we put Marco's.
Yeah.
Where do you think?
Thinking Chef.
All right, that's the B tier, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we got... Oh, Subway's on here twice. Well, we're not doing that one.
Subway
all right,
again.
Yeah, what do you think of Subway's old mascot? I'm just kidding. No.
Ooh.
Doo-doo donkey.
Yeah.
Just to let everyone know. Okay, what do you think of Dairy Queen?
Ooh, Dairy Queen. Now, that one I kind of have no opinion on because I have no memory of ever eating at Dairy Queen. So that's all you.
Okay. I have like 1 or 2 memories of eating at Dairy Queen. We used to have one within like a 10-minute drive of my house, but then they got rid of it. And then that was the closest Dairy Queen probably within state lines. So I just haven't eaten a Dairy Queen since then. I mean, they had decent ice cream, but it's not like where I would go for ice cream.
Yeah, no.
Their burgers were pretty good. It was kind of like the lunch equivalent of Dunkin' Donuts, where even though they're named after a specific product, they carry a lot of different things, and all of those things are pretty good, but like they aren't like the master of anything. So I'd probably put it as like the lunch and dinner equivalent of Dunkin'. I would I would put it where Dunkin' Donuts is.
Okay. DQ.
Yep. Okay. Now this is one I have a little bit less of an opinion on,
Okay.
but I have eaten there. Panera bread.
Ooh, Panera. Okay. As you could probably guess, dear viewer, by my reaction, I am a white woman. But I do have fond childhood memories of Panera. We used to go there as like a treat. Like when I was older. But I love bread, so Panera obviously slaps.
Yeah, you're like, did someone say bread?
Yeah. And like their
Of the
pastries are
Panera
good.
variety?
Yeah. But they're so expensive for what it is. And again, it's one of those things. It's like I could make this sandwich at home if I really wanted to. Yeah, it would take more time than just going to Panera, but like Panera is really expensive. And now they've kind of ventured into more things. Like they have a teriyaki chicken bowl and like flatbread. And I think what is it called? Like a grilled chicken sandwich or something? Or a fried chicken sandwich? I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. So I would say, I don't want to keep putting things in B tier, but I say B tier.
Okay.
Maybe A tier. Let's say A tier.
All right. Why not? Yeah, I think the last time I ate there, I got like some soup and it was pretty good, but I don't make a habit of eating there.
Yeah, I don't. It's definitely A tier because they have Pepsi. And I gotta support my brothers in Pepsi.
Your brothers in Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's cheese.
Cheese. Cool. Cheese is here just in time for, I don't know. I get they probably have cheese at Panera Bread somewhere.
Yeah, they have some cheese there. Whoa! I smacked my mic and you burped.
Yeah, it's a double whammy.
Cheese is here. Cheese.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it again. Okay, so the next one, Jack in the Box. Any opinions?
Jack in the Box. I did have Jack in the Box a couple of days ago. I think for the first time in like 15 years. And that's because I had a coupon.
Okay.
And we got 2 breakfast combos for like $7, and that was great. And it was a good sandwich. However, from my memory, Jack in the Box is not good.
Oh. So it's the sandwich was good, but generally speaking, the restaurant isn't.
Yeah, like their tacos. Like, what's going on with that?
I don't know. I didn't even know they had tacos.
Do they? Am I thinking of the right place?
Maybe.
I think I am.
I'm not much of an authority on Jack in the Box. I think the last time I ate there was years ago. I don't even know if I was out of high school yet.
Jack in the Box. They have tacos, right? Am I getting confused?
I mean,
with
that
Taco
sounds
Bell?
familiar. Well,
Yeah, they have tacos.
Okay. I will say, even though I'd heard that before, rehearing it is jarring because it doesn't seem like it just seems like a burger place.
Really? I think of tacos when I think of Jack in the Box.
Well, I guess that goes to show how often I eat there. Because the last time I did, I got a burger, and so that's what I think of. I will say, when I think of Jack in the Box, I think of the burger that I had back when I was in high school or so. Yeah. And it was kind of what you said. It was fine. It was good. And that's really all I have to say about Jack in the Box. So,
yeah, I just remember their tacos. They're like, imagine this, a crunchy shell taco, right? Mm-hmm. The insides are fine, like ground beef and their special flavors. But the shell is so greasy that it is like chewy now.
Ew.
And I honestly don't know if I'm remembering this right because I'm kind of having like a Mandela effect with Jack in the Box right now. Like, is it a real place or not?
Well,
but
it's
that's
on
my
the list. Well, that sounds disgusting.
I'd say F tier.
Okay. Why not? Let's put it in F tier.
It was okay, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's I don't know if other people think of the tacos and the tacos aren't good, then they aren't doing their job properly, you know?
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, I think of the burgers and the burger was fine. I think it came with like curly fries and the curly fries were okay. Something like that. Um
I'm like, this is crazy. Was it actually Jack in the Box? I think it is. Or was
well, I
it
mean,
Taco Bell?
why would let's just I mean, I've eaten a taco we'll get to Taco Bell, but I've never had that problem that you're talking about with Taco Bell. So I'm guessing it's Jack in the Box.
Yeah. Just based on these Google image searches, it was definitely Jack in the Box.
Okay.
Probably because we got a taco from a place that isn't a taco place. And anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Next on the list, Popeyes.
Popeyes is Ratatouille, and I will not hear any Popeye slander.
I wasn't gonna share any. I was gonna agree with you.
Really?
We
Okay,
don't
good.
even. No, Popeyes is great chicken. I really like the Cajun fries. Sweet tea's pretty good. I dare I say I love that chicken from Popeyes.
I do. I think the reason I came on so strong is because I recently had Popeyes for the first time within the past couple of years.
Mhm.
And for some reason, my boyfriend was convinced that Popeyes was like really nasty. And then come to find out, he realized he'd never had it before.
Oh, interesting.
So there was like, it wasn't a fight, but it was just like, why do you hate Popeyes so much?
Yeah.
That's why I
Yep.
came on a little strong because
Popeyes is genuinely good fried chicken. Like if I had to choose that, I don't know if KFC is on this list. Oh, it is. We'll get to that.
we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to them. But there's another one that needs to be talked about. Okay, it's on the list too. Okay. Yeah, Ratatouille tier. That's perfect for Popeyes. Great chicken.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Subway again.
Subway again.
Okay, I feel like this one's like a regional thing, but maybe you've had it. I think I've had it once.
Okay.
But In-N-Out Burger.
Right, yes. In-N-Out Burger I actually had recently. I feel like I've had all of these recently. But
Mhm.
I would say In-N-Out Burger is actually doo-doo donkey. Because the burger I had was so overpriced and was so greasy and nasty and nothing special that I was genuinely very upset with like the food I was eating. I was like, I am mad I paid money for this.
It honestly doesn't make sense that there are people who like preach the gospel of In-N-Out. Like I see so many people talking about how it's like the greatest place. And when I went there, it was overpriced. The burger was fine. You know, maybe I can tolerate grease a bit more than you. It probably was greasy, but it was small also.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get what I paid for in my opinion. And the fries sucked. They tasted like packing peanuts.
Yeah. Maybe my like In-N-Out was just like really bad or something, but I did
Maybe.
not have a good time.
Well, maybe yours was bad and maybe mine was bad. Maybe there's one specific In-N-Out that people go to and that's the one you're supposed to go to because it's great. But until I find that magical mythical place, In-N-Out, I agree, is doo-doo donkey.
Yeah, take that, California.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm pretty sure it came from.
Well, you know, right after ranking the one that came from a state I have some feelings towards, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Okay, next, Burger King.
Burger King. I think we went over this one last
We did talk
time,
about it last week, yeah.
but I do like Burger King's fries, and from what I remember, Burger King's burgers are good. I've only had their breakfast recently, and I think it was fine. I'm gonna be kind of like neutral about it because I haven't had it a lot. So, what do you think it should be in?
I think it should be and this might be controversial because
Mm.
I know there are people who hate Burger King, but I'm not one of those people. I think A tier. I don't think it's the best place, but it's like if I'm in the mood for a fast food, just like a typical fast food burger, the decision between Wendy's and Burger King is kind of like if I go with Wendy's, it's because of how cheap like the biggie bag is.
Yeah.
There isn't really an equivalent that like satisfies the hunger from Burger King, but I love it infinitely more than McDonald's, which is to say I just love it. It's the burgers are very distinct, and they also do a much better job of, what I think I complained about this last week. McDonald's, their quote unquote big burgers, like the Big Mac,
Yeah.
it's not actually big. They just kind of stack up slightly.
Yeah.
And everything is so compact already that, yeah, by comparison, it looks bigger, but it really just looks like a small burger still. A Whopper, that thing goes out and it looks ridiculous.
That
and I
thing
love
is
that.
wide.
It is a wide burger. And then you get a double Whopper, and it's no wonder I'm overweight.
I could pop off on like fancy burgers and how making a burger taller does not make it better, but we're doing fast food today.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the reasons fast food does so well, while yes, the convenience is there, you know what else is there? The simplicity of a burger. All you need on a good enough burger, you really only need the meat on the bread. But like you don't even need cheese if it's good enough. And some of these places they just get it right,
Mm-hmm.
They have a distinct taste to them, and it's great. Like Burger King doesn't have a sauce or anything, but the meat on the burger, it's Burger King when you bite into it.
Yeah.
The fries are also great. Maybe just to like, now that I'm thinking about that ice cream machine and stuff. Maybe it can exist on the same tier as Wendy's, but it has to be like behind it. Wendy's is better. But Burger King is definitely better than McDonald's in my opinion. Definitely A tier.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll agree because I have like almost no opinion.
Okay, cool. Another fast food juggernaut, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell. I don't have strong opinions of Taco Bell. I will say they do have quite a bit of variety on their menu.
They do.
I've only really remember having like their basic taco, like a beef taco and the crunch wrap. And I really enjoyed those. Nothing against it. Everyone loves the Baja Blast that is now, widely available everywhere. So, and it's like reasonably priced, open 24 hours. You can walk through the drive-thru or whatever. That's pretty cool. I say like B tier.
Yeah, Taco Bell, I think it deserves being noticed for the fact that it's easily like the most financially accessible place we're probably going to talk about today.
Yeah.
I like my go-to order costs like less than $5, and by the time I'm done, it's like I ate. I had 4 tacos. What I get the rice, bean, and cheese burrito, 2 of them, and then I get 2 spicy potato tacos. Both of those are on the dollar menu, the value menu, or what have you.
Yeah.
Which means if I get 2 of each, $4, a little bit of tax, like $4.50 for, 4 pretty sizable burrito deals.
Mm-hmm.
it does have a lot of variety. There's like sweet stuff on there. You've got like the nacho fries. You've got beef, chicken, beans. You know, like even if you're like,
Yeah.
you know, vegan, you can eat there to some extent. Um, I have one across the street from me, and it is a great go-to if I've got like a couple dollars burning a hole in my pocket and I'm very hungry. Um, it honestly, I'm thinking like just because of like how cheap it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the variety. Those are two great things, but they also do the taco thing well. A lot of their stuff is a variety on tacos, so it's not quite Dunkin' Donuts, jack of all trades, master of none. Everything they do is pretty good. Um, so I'm thinking maybe A tier.
A tier's good. I will suggest B tier once again, just because of the, the other well-known stereotype of Taco Bell, which is the Little Caesars you will have afterwards.
Well, I forgot about that. I don't have a gallbladder, so everything gives me Little Caesars.
So, I mean,
if that was a factor, everything would be F tier except Subway. No, even Subway would be. I've eaten there before, and I got Little Caesars afterwards, so.
Ugh, that's me with Chick-fil-A, but we'll get to that. I'm sure.
Well, it's funny you say that. That's next.
Nice.
We can go with B tier. B for bathroom.
B for bathroom.
Because that's where you'll be going when you eat Taco Bell. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is and will always be Ratatouille.
I agree.
Yeah. Like, I know people get caught up in the politics and stuff, but like, they have good food. Yeah. Sometimes Little Caesars happens, but I think it's just because the lettuce, lettuce does that sometimes.
Or fried chicken.
And I forgive them for that because it's so good,
Yeah. I don't disagree at all. Honestly, the worst thing I have to say about Chick-fil-A is just it'd be cooler if the prices were a little bit cheaper. But,
yeah.
But no, the chicken's great. It's very iconic as well. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that they make good chicken. They have a very distinct recipe that's great. It's not like Burger King where, yeah, it's distinct, but some people might not like it. I don't really know anyone who genuinely doesn't like Chick-fil-A's chicken.
Yeah.
And also, the service is fantastic. That's like the best service from a fast food place, period.
That's true. They do actually have standards, and hire people. Not saying that other restaurants or fast food don't have standards. I'm just saying Chick-fil-A has a higher standard for who they hire.
And on top of that, they do it all while observing the Sabbath. So, it's like they only need 6 days a week to mop the floor with all the other places.
No, literally, it is quite impressive. Lines around the building, even if you aren't religious, you have to appreciate the commitment to the message that they have. It's just impressive.
Yep.
And yeah, like you said, they sweep the floor with everyone else.
All right. Yeah. No disagreements. Ratatouille tier. Now, earlier you'd mentioned a restaurant, a white woman restaurant, and we're venturing back into that area. What do you think of Starbucks?
Starbucks. Okay, so I do frequent Starbucks, mostly because they hook me with the rewards stuff. It's like, oh, you can get stars if you buy one of these sandwiches. But I will admit, Starbucks.
I prefer bucks.
What?
I'd prefer bucks over stars.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Anyway, what?
I'm gonna say Starbucks is actually due to Donkey.
I agree.
Their coffee is not good, and their sandwiches are okay. But if you're known as a coffee place, but your coffee isn't good, what?
Yeah, they make some good milkshakes,
That's true.
but not coffee.
Like,
um,
I get it. It's fast. It's that American capitalistic, whatever, fast paced. But it's like,
mhm.
it's not good. It's
Yeah,
just, they cover up the nasty coffee with all the sugar they put in it, you know?
mm, yeah, they like just because fast food isn't like the paragon of whatever it's representing doesn't mean that like most other fast food places do a pretty good job of actually representing what their item of choice is.
Yeah.
And Starbucks is like if someone said they're a Nintendo nerd and the only thing they've ever played is like Wii Fit.
Yeah.
Like that's like how dedicated they are to the concept of coffee. Um, it's like technically we do have that like caffeine stuff in our milkshakes that we make. And also, I know they're a coffee place, but they do sell other stuff. And some of that other stuff is pretty good, but it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Like
That too.
there was one time like they have a Starbucks at my local Barnes and Noble, and I got like a little like tomato and cheese sandwich, like a little
Yeah.
grilled panini deal. And it was like $10 for this little thing. It was not worth it. It was a
Yeah.
good sandwich, but I would have paid like $5 for that. Um yeah,
Yeah.
I kudos to them for like probably being the only like mainstream fast food coffee place, but like that I can think of. I'm not really
Yeah.
in the market for coffee at any given time, but yeah, they don't do it that great.
Yeah. No, it's, yeah.
It might taste good, but that's not coffee. that's
Yeah.
a milkshake with caffeine in it.
And especially since recently I've cut down on sugar intake, like I can't even drink it anymore unless I want to order a
Yeah.
black coffee. And at that point, it's way too expensive, you know?
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, the only other thing on the menu they have or like that doesn't have like coffee in it is like the refreshers, which
Yeah.
are like way too artsy. It's like just put juice in a cup. I don't need the seeds. I don't need like a little biome where like a small seahorse is floating around in it and it just happens to be juice, you know? It's
Yeah.
like just put the juice in the cup. I don't like drinking seeds. So.
Exactly. And not to beat a dead horse, but coming out with a drink where you put olive oil in it, that's just ridiculous. Anyway.
I haven't heard of that, but that sounds disgusting.
Yeah, they did that recently. It's called the Olietto or something. It's made with olive oil.
Okay, speaking of pretentious foreign words, what's with the size names? Honestly, there should be like 2 tiers below Doo Doo Donkey for Starbucks. Now, I'm getting fired up.
Let's make a Starbucks tier.
Yes.
Okay, so below Doo Doo Donkey, let's just say a couple tiers below
Cats
is
tier.
The Starbucks tier.
There's Doo Doo Donkey, then there's Cats, and then there's Starbucks.
Yeah. It even goes below all the things I don't have opinions on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at least, if we don't have an opinion on something, it's probably because even the people around us don't have like a vitriolic hatred for it.
Yeah.
Whereas Starbucks, it's like, sure, there's a lot of people who love it. I probably know people who love it. I've had Starbucks, and it's not bad. It's just that it completely misrepresents what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it missed the point.
And it's expensive, if you don't want sugared down coffee.
Sugared down coffee. That's good.
All right. Enough Starbucks slander.
Yes.
Next, KFC.
KFC, I think, would go in Starbucks tier.
I don't want to be so cruel to KFC. I'd put it in Doo Doo Donkey.
Okay, yeah, I would too.
Yeah, Starbucks gets its own tier.
Because I did enjoy it as a kid. Yeah,
KFC is good bottom of the barrel chicken.
Yeah.
And hey, Colonel Sanders, it's kind of impressive to have a mascot who was literally just a dude. And he's like equally as iconic as like a clown and like a creepy King Man, and I don't know, some other ones. Um, yeah, and I have fond memories with it. They had like the laptop meals or whatever that
Yes,
like,
those were so
yeah.
fun.
And that was the only time as a kid I really got to eat fruit by the foot, and I
Mm,
loved fruit by the foot.
yeah.
So, yeah, I've got fond memories of KFC, and it has like a nice, satisfying little crunch to it. But
Hmm.
but then I tried Popeyes, and
Exactly.
yeah, and I realized really quickly that KFC in the world of chicken, if you've never tried any other chicken place, it's great. But once you try other chicken places, it very quickly becomes the worst of all the chicken places.
Yeah. And I guess since we're talking about fried chicken right now,
Hmm.
I'm gonna throw in Golden Chick, which I'm pretty sure you haven't tried.
I haven't.
But I would say it is on the level of Popeyes without the Louisiana kitchen twist, if that makes sense.
It does.
Um, Golden Chick, because you said that crunch. Golden Chick has that crunch, my guy. It's
That is
so good.
nice. I do like crunch.
And they have like really good sides. Some of them aren't the best, but like you're not gonna like everything. They have
Mm.
like delicious rolls, they have spicy options, they have like the whatever the sandwich, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite chicken place, fried chicken place, but it's not as common as Popeyes, which is why.
Mm.
But anyway, my Golden Check is S tier for me. I just wanted to throw that out there for all those.
I can't agree or disagree because I haven't eaten it.
Yeah.
But a chicken place I have eaten at, and I know you have, is Raising Cane's.
Mm.
I know it doesn't have quite the diversity of a menu. Dare I say it has 4 things on the menu.
Yeah.
And all of the menu options are just how much chicken do you want.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing. It, like, in a way, ultimately I would say Cane's is great. But I'm very conflicted because it's like a big part of what makes it great is the sauce, which is frustratingly simple.
Yeah.
Like I don't know exactly like the combination of ingredients, but I can just tell by eating it it's something I could make at home.
Yeah, it's like I feel like it's mayo, maybe ranch, like 1,000 Islands or something, mustard,
Mhm.
like something like that.
Yeah. Like at home I've done like equal parts ketchup, mayonnaise, Tony Chachere's like seasoning, and it gets close, but it's obviously missing something. And it's frustrating because it's like I literally have to think of one other thing to put in here and I would have like 1-to-1 cane sauce. But I haven't, so I have to keep going to Cane's. The the toast, so for anyone who's never eaten at Raising Cane's, every meal is chicken, toast, fries, sauce,
Yep.
and a drink. I guess if you get a bigger meal, you can get coleslaw, but
Who eats that?
yeah, who doesn't trade that in for an extra sauce?
Exactly.
But but the chicken is nothing to write home about. Texturally, it's great, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really have much of a flavor. But when you dip it in that sauce,
That's true.
it's pretty awesome. The toast is great on its own, also goes great in the sauce. The fries are good on their own, fantastic in the sauce. And also, holy crap, the sweet tea at that
Oof.
place. I've heard people talk about the lemonade, but I'm so fixated on that sweet tea, I've never actually tried it. So,
You go in thinking lemonade, and then you see that sweet tea fountain. You're like, "Ooh!"
oh, it doesn't even occur to me to get the lemonade. They're like, "Hey, have you tried the lemonade?" And I'm like, "I've tried the sweet tea." And they're like, "What about the lemonade?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah. Where do you think Cane's goes?
So Cane's isn't my favorite fried chicken place. It doesn't have that crunch, but it is good. It's simple. The fries are good.
Yeah.
The chicken's good. It's a different type of fried chicken, I would say.
Yeah.
The sauce is good.
That's the thing about it. It's very simple, but like it sets out to do like one thing, but I think it has that one thing down pat. And
Yeah.
that's why I like Cane's.
And I will say they have fun things when you go through the drive-thru. They say, "Hey, hey, hey, you want some chicken today?" That's fun. I no other fast food place does that.
Yeah.
They have like a couple slogans they say.
It's funny you say that. There was a time I went through the drive-thru with my mom back in like high school,
Mm-hmm.
and we went through, and they went, "What's kicking? Want some chicken?" And she just went, "What?" Because she wasn't used to that kind of thing. It's usually just like, "What do you want?" You know, something like that. But
or it's like, "Are you using the mobile app?"
Yeah.
Hello.
But yeah, they like zinged out like a catchphrase at her, and she was just like, "I'm not prepared for this."
Yeah.
I laughed at her.
But with the catchphrase and the fact that they dye their lemonade green on St. Patrick's Day,
dude,
who knows
it's
why.
like that bit from It's Always Sunny, except they actually do it.
Yeah,
and they don't use paint.
Paint, yeah, they put paint in the lemonade. I'm gonna say A tier.
I agree,
because I don't want to put it on the same tier as Popeyes, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I think it's great. I also have a little bit of pride, but in this area, but yeah, I'll agree with A tier. Okay, next place. I think we're done with chicken. There are other chicken places, but we've talked a lot about chicken today.
Yeah, that's plenty of chicken.
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Now, you want to talk about Little Caesars.
Chipotle. I've had full-blown food poisoning from Chipotle. Like,
and that's one of the reasons. It was like, I'll concede with Taco Bell being as low as we put it, but honestly, you want to talk about a Little Caesars moment. I mean, we're not even talking a Little Caesars. We're talking a Marco's moment. Because you got food poisoning.
Yeah. No, like, fortunately or unfortunately, it was a throw-up kind of food poisoning, so it was over pretty quickly, but still, it's not pleasant.
Yeah, it's still unpleasant to hear about and experience.
I think, again, it was the lettuce. Lettuce will get you guys. Fast
That's so
food.
random.
Well, okay.
It's because people are standing in it.
Burger King. No, I mean, just a little science fact, because I had to look up why lettuce was so irritating to me, is lettuce can have E. coli in it if, like, you don't wash it properly.
Nice.
And, fast food places, I don't think they're washing it properly. Anyway.
Yeah, they probably don't even know about that, because I don't.
Yeah, so whenever I eat at a fast food place and they put lettuce on my burger, I just take it off, Anyway, so Chipotle. I do like Chipotle, but it seems that there is a much higher risk of getting sick when you eat at Chipotle.
Yeah, it's interesting because Chipotle is pretty good, but I've heard too many stories from people I know. Not even like I got on Facebook and an old lady reposted that someone died from Chipotle. It's like people I know have told me how sick they've gotten from Chipotle. Multiple people, not just you. It's like a culinary roll of the dice. Your experience at Chipotle, like the only constant is that you will have a pretty good burrito, but you don't know what weird status condition is going to come with it.
You don't know what health condition you're going to get afterwards.
Yeah, I'm surprised Chipotle still exists, because it's literally the only place I can think of where it's like, the food's good, and then that but isn't like, but this is bad. It's, but you might throw up.
Yeah, you might throw up or Little Caesars. It's like, it's not
or
good.
both.
Or both at the same time. It's horrible.
Yeah, or through opposite ends.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Chipotle.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Yeah, because this is the only one where it's like we could actually do like a public service to like rank it low.
Yeah.
But technically the burritos are good. There's a reason people keep going back and throwing up.
I'm going to say Food Fight tier, just because if we're taking the name of the tier, Food Fight was a horrible movie, but it was fun watching it. It's fun to eat Chipotle, but it's horrible afterwards.
It's a horrible experience all around, but there was some good to be gleaned from it.
Yes.
And that's what you paid for, was that good, so it can't go and do donkey, even though it literally makes you do that to the fullest extent. All right. I think we can move on, you know.
Okay.
Sonic.
Mm. Sonic. They do have them slushies.
They do.
And they do have those really tasty ice cream concoction things.
They do, yeah, probably.
I say the quality of the food is not the highest. But I've never really not enjoyed anything I got from Sonic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's one thing that's interesting about Sonic. So we talked about Dunkin' Donuts and Dairy Queen, I think it was, which are both restaurants that kind of, you know, jack of all trades, master of none. Sonic is like, I think out of any fast food place we talk about, that is the one that has the widest variety out of like any menu we'll talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everything I've ever gotten on that menu has been good. It, you know, of course, it's not 5-star restaurant good, but I'm eating at a fast food restaurant. That's not to be expected.
Yeah.
They have so much. The burgers are good, the hot dogs are good, the fries are good, the tater tots are good, but you can also get cheese tater tots or chili cheese tots. You can get French toast sticks, corn dogs, wings, ice cream, cheese sticks. I forgot about the cheese sticks.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much you can get from there, and we didn't even talk about the drinks.
Yeah, I know.
You did. You mentioned the slushes and the ice cream things, but yeah, like soda, slushes, weird in-betweens between them, and you can like combine flavors.
I totally
shakes.
forgot the cherry limeade. That thing will take you to another planet. That's so good.
That is pretty good. I don't hear any. I know cherry limeade's like the signature one. I always get the ocean water because a drink that blue, I just gotta try it, and it's good. Yeah, there's so much there, and I mean the fact that like. You know, I would say that they do have like signature items on their menu, like the cherry limeade. I feel like to have that big of a menu and still have items that are considered like signature, you know, it's kind of a testament to like there is still quality in these things, you know, despite just how much there is. It's also such a unique restaurant, you know, a very sit in, dine, like old timey drive-in theater feel.
Yeah, very 1950s, something that's like survived all these years.
Yeah, and I don't think they do it anymore, but I know when I was growing up, a lot of the like server people had like roller skates.
Yeah.
I know for a while there was a dude who worked at a Sonic a little further into town. Even when they took the skates away, he still used them. So every once in a while, I guess you get a particularly courageous individual who works there and wants to still skate. But yeah, it's just such a unique place. I feel like even if there isn't like a specific type of item, you know, like with how Popeyes, you know, it's the chicken is fantastic. With Marco's, the pizza's fantastic. Even if there's nothing in particular on the Sonic menu that's like that good, so much of it is like B tier or A tier even, like consistently, that I feel like the restaurant as a whole, like if you're not worried about your health and you just want a wide variety of things, you have like $100 and you just want all the food you can think of, and you don't like, you know, health be darned, Sonic is S tier in my opinion.
I'd agree with that. Sonic is S tier.
Yeah. It's honestly impressive because it does have like that greasy, low quality fast food air. Like it occupies that same area in my brain as like Burger King or McDonald's, but it just does so much more than those places. Also, ice cream machine always works.
Yep.
Another place that has an ice cream machine and you can actually depend on it.
That's true. Yeah, because if Sonic didn't have ice cream, that's like half their business model gone.
Yeah, that's okay. What do you think of Whataburger?
Whataburger. Okay, so I mean, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but I'm not a big hamburger person.
Dang, I'm surprised we made it in this far and you're just mentioning that.
Yeah, typically when I go to a fast food place like McDonald's or whatever, I usually try their chicken sandwich first, but I've ventured into hamburgers more recently. But anyway, so for that reason, I haven't actually gone to Whataburger recently. When I've been more adventurous with burgers and tried one of their burgers. So I think the only thing I've had on the Whataburger menu, other than the honey butter chicken biscuit, which slaps, of course, is the patty melt. Like the...
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's like got like peppers and onions and stuff. And that was really good. The fries are nothing to write home about, in my opinion. And the burger was pretty greasy, almost to a point where it's like, I feel ill eating this. But it was a patty melt, so I kind of give it a break.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like a B, C tier for me, but I know people are like die over Whataburger.
Yeah, I've eaten there a little bit. Not much. I do have one within driving distance, but the thing about it is it's kind of pricey. You know, there's places closer to me that aren't as pricey that I remember what they taste like because most of the time with Whataburger, someone else bought it for me.
Yeah.
And that was the incentive to go there. But when I do eat there, it's pretty good. I would say, just to be generous, because I have a fondness for Whataburger, just the iconography, you know, the like weird Wonder Woman logo roof with like orange and white. Yep. I think that's pretty cool. I like seeing that around town. I'd say B tier, you know, maybe a bit, it could be higher if it was cheaper and I ate there more, but I don't, so B tier.
I'll agree with that.
Hey.
Yes.
Are you ready for another burger place?
Bring it on.
Five Guys Burgers and Fries.
Now, Five Guys, I think also is kind of trash. If memory serves correctly. I haven't eaten there but maybe one time, and I don't think it was a good experience. Because otherwise I would have gone back. You know?
I get you. I got you. I'm conflicted about Five Guys. Very, very conflicted. Because I think their burgers are good. And I like how, for some weird reason, you go in there and they just have piles of peanuts that you can just eat for free.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like, we use peanut oil, just like the oil that comes from these things. Have a bite or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but it's pretty cool. I'm always down for free food. I also love that you get like an order of fries and they just give you an entire greasy paper bag of French fries that are like decent, you know. It's definitely quantity over quality with the fries. But it's not like In-N-Out where the fries are like disgusting. It's like they're fine, but you get so many of them. Like, you know, you get like a small thing of fries and then you just get like a paper bag that's like half filled with French fries. But and like I said, the burgers are great. The problem is the pricing.
Yeah.
It's like Whataburger, when I was saying it's a little pricey, you know, it's maybe like $1-2 more than I would want to pay. Five Guys is like there was a day that I was like, I'm hungry. I haven't gone to Five Guys. Yeah. Let's swing by Five Guys and see how get something from them.
Yeah. This movie.
Yeah. It has conniptions every once in a while. And I was like, maybe I'll spend like $10, I remember it being kind of pricey, but surely it's not that pricey. I think for a burger and a small thing of fries, I don't even think I bought a drink. That's another thing. You have to like get every menu thing separately. There isn't like a combo deal that I'm aware of. And like I think I ended up spending like over $20 on just what would probably cost $7 at any other fast food place.
Yeah, that's like a big pet peeve of mine is when you go to a burger place and they don't have any combo meals because they're trying to set themselves apart. So you have to buy the burger and the fries separately.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you trying to do here?
Yeah, like, I mean, honestly, I'm guessing you've seen a little bit more of this than I have because this is the only place I can think of that does that, and it's ridiculous. It's like, what other burger place in this area does that? Like, why don't y'all? I don't know. What's the word? I don't know. There's a specific word when like you're a business and you
pretentious.
No, I wasn't going to ask why don't you pretentious. Innovate. That's the word. Why don't you innovate a little bit, Five Guys, and make a combo meal? I feel like more people would eat at your restaurant if you made it a little more like,
accessible.
Yeah, exactly. Most people are, your burgers might be pretty good, but there are other places that have burgers that are like at least decent for like a quarter of the price of what you offer. And you bet your bottom dollar they will go to those places specifically because of the pricing of your place. So yeah, that's why I'm conflicted. It's like, it's not like a health issue like Chipotle. It's a financial issue. It's like, it's good. And the amount of fries they give you is crazy, but is it worth it? Why does their gimmick have to be we give you a bunch of fries, but we also steal half of your wallet? Why can't it just be the fries and the peanuts? Surprise,
we stole your wallet.
Yeah. That's so fun, But yeah, I think I'd put them high C tier. Just for that. It's like the burgers are pretty bomb, but there's some other stuff that, it just can't save you.
Yeah, I agree with that, since I don't have much of an opinion.
I finished my smoothie.
Oh.
Crap.
Next up, Smoothie King.
Oh, okay. We can do Smoothie King.
It's not really a fast food, but...
Well,
I guess it is.
Fast
smoothie?
Something. Fast food stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like it.
I really like Smoothie King. I think it's kind of overpriced, but they have quite a big variety to choose from.
I agree.
Me personally, I like the fact that they have smoothies that don't have added sugar in them because that's what I'm looking out for right now. So
yeah, I feel like they have like one thing about Smoothie King, their menu's a little intimidating when you go through the drive-thru because you're just, when you go through and you're like, I want a smoothie, me want smoothie. It's mostly just like me want banana, strawberry, milk or something like that. But they're like, do you want a smoothie that caters to wellness, exercise, downtime, or
Leisure.
Mental illness, and it's like I don't know which one puts strawberry and banana in the blender. I don't know.
One mental illness smoothie, please.
Yeah. What is the cheapest mental illness option, please?
No, I totally get that though.
Like it kind of discourages from experimenting, you know. Whenever you go back next time, it's like, well, what I had last time was pretty good, I'll just get that again. But
yeah, you definitely have to check the menu before you go in. Yeah, like you have to plan ahead.
Yeah, you have to strategize to go to Smoothie King, because if you don't know what to look for, if you don't know what fruit caters to mental illness break time, running a marathon, or taking a math test, then you're just going to be standing there like an idiot.
Yeah, or in the drive-thru, and of course there's always a long line. People are going to be yelling at you.
Yeah. But all that being said, despite how intimidating it all is, the smoothies are good.
The smoothies are good. I would say A tier.
I agree.
Because I just punched Chip in the face.
I would say A tier.
What smoothie caters to a punch in the face?
The Caribbean way. That's another thing. They all have cutesy names, and I get it. You know, that's fine, but like, I don't know what's in halfway to Hawaii smoothie.
Yeah.
You know,
halfway to Hawaii. You mean the middle of the ocean?
Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of made up a name.
No, it's good. I fully believe that's one of them.
I might write it down. I'll use it for when I start a smoothie place.
There you go.
Okay. Now on this given list, there's one more place we haven't talked about, and we still have like 20-something minutes.
Okay.
So after this, I'll just look for more places we didn't talk about. But yeah. Panda Express.
Ooh, okay. I really like Panda Express, and people say, oh, it's so Americanized, this isn't Chinese food. However, I will say, the last time I was in a Panda Express, I read one of the plaques that were on the wall. Mm-hmm. And the founders of Panda Express are Chinese immigrants, okay? Mm-hmm. So if you're making fun of Panda Express for being American Chinese food, then you're making fun of the Chinese immigrants who decided to make it that way, okay? Ooh. So now that beef is squashed, I think Panda Express is Ratatouille.
This is going to be interesting. Now, I've never really cared about that. You know, they could have been the whitest people in the world and I wouldn't give a flip. But
yeah, I read a plaque and I wanted to share.
Yeah, I feel like I'd seen that at some point too, like when I used to go inside their restaurants. My problem with Chicken Express, with Panda Express. Sorry, they serve pandas, not chicken. My problem with it is, and this is probably just a product of the whole fast food concept, but there are places in my area that aren't that much cheaper or expensive, you know, around the same price range, that do it way better and have like more options. Now maybe that's just my situation, because like the places I'm thinking of are very local. There's not like a second restaurant somewhere else. I mean, there might be, but I don't know. With how small one of them is, I'm pretty sure that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, I'll give Panda Express another chance just because I have fond memories of eating there. Yeah. But the chicken's it's not bad, but it's not S tier. It's like B tier. You know, it's fine chicken, but it's fast food, you know.
That's true. I say, also, I hear banging in my house. I don't know what that is. I'm going to act
Someone's really mad about what I just said about Panda Express.
Yeah, the ghosts in my house.
It's you, and you're just blaming someone else.
Yeah, like someone is really upset. No,
someone is hitting my desk really hard with their fists. I hope it's not an intruder.
Cheese, calm down.
Yeah, cheese. It's cheese.
So, Panda Express was mainly a college thing for me. I got into Panda Express in college. And I would say it's an S tier for me, mostly just because sometimes I will crave Panda Express. And I do buy their sauces in the supermarket, which are very overpriced, by the way. But to make orange chicken at home, you know?
Yeah.
I just get some nice quality frozen chicken nuggets, fry them up, and then put the sauce on top. You know, there you go.
Yeah.
But I can agree to lower it down to A tier.
It has to be a low A tier, and then I'll accept.
Low A tier Panda.
Yeah. Low A tier Panda. That sounds like a Twitch streamer. Low A tier Panda. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Low A tier Panda, and today we're gonna wreck it up in Fortnite.
They can't even say their own name. That's why it's low tier. Low A tier Panda.
I should do a recurring skit where about Low A tier Panda, and he never pronounces it right. He always just stumbles through it and acts like it's fine. Anyway, okay, I looked up another a bigger list, and there's some places we haven't mentioned, and some of them have very interesting things that I didn't even think about.
Okay.
How do you feel about Auntie Anne's pretzels?
Okay, I was about to say garbage really loud into the mic, but
Garbage.
yeah. I think it's. I was thinking of Wetzel's pretzels, which we can put as Starbucks.
I don't even know what that is.
You've never heard of Wetzel's
That
pretzels?
sounds made up.
That's not. I only ever see it in like malls. But I'll put Wetzel's pretzels on my list as Starbucks.
Okay. I know my mall has like a pretzel place, but I think it might be Auntie Anne's.
I think Auntie Anne's is okay.
Yeah, it's there's something about those mall pretzels, man. It's like I wish I could make pretzels because this seems so easy, but I don't know how to make them, so I gotta buy them from Auntie Anne, I guess.
Yeah, and they have like the cinnamon covered ones, right? Or am I hallucinating? Is that Wetzel's?
I'm pretty sure any pretzel place worth their salt, no pun intended, is gonna have some cinnamon you can put on it.
Okay, so yeah, Auntie Anne's, I'd say S tier. No problems with Auntie Anne's.
Yeah, I feel like if you have a soft pretzel place and it's not garbage, it's probably going to be S tier because pretzels are awesome.
Now, let me just say my case for Wetzel's pretzels for the viewers.
Okay.
Overpriced. We got the ones that have little hot dogs in them. They gave us like 5, or like it wasn't 5, but like a small amount for like a large sum of money. They weren't that good. Like the pretzel had like no flavoring in it whatsoever. And we also got like a little drink to go with it. It was stupid. It was bad. Don't go to Wetzel's.
That sounds like a bad first impression.
Yeah, it was no good.
Yeah. You know, we haven't talked about any ice cream places outside of Dairy Queen, kind of. And Baskin Robbins is on this list.
Okay, now I can 100% without a doubt say I've never had Baskin Robbins.
Okay. Well, there's not much to write home about with Baskin Robbins. It's ice cream. That's kind of the thing about ice cream places. It's kind of just like, I don't know, just what do you what are you emotionally attached to the most? Because like, as a kid, I used to go to Marble Slab all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And the thought of going to Baskin Robbins was like, I don't need to. I have Marble Slab. And then as an adult, I did something wacky because I thought they shut down our Marble Slab. And I went to Baskin Robbins because I was craving some ice cream.
Yeah.
And it tasted the same as Baskin or Marble Slab. The only thing And we were going to make a video about this once upon a time, but I'm just going to say it here. Marble Slab had the best bubblegum ice cream I've ever had. Every other bubblegum ice cream I can ever find has actual bubblegum in it, and that's disgusting. I want to eat ice cream that tastes like bubblegum. Do you put actual pistachios in pistachio ice cream? Do you put...
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't do this. I know there's people who like it, but do you put actual chunks of strawberry in strawberry ice cream? Do you put actual vanilla beans in vanilla ice cream? Just like in the pods? Does that sound stupid to put a vanilla bean pod in vanilla ice cream and just have someone munch on it? Well, I agree. And that reasoning is... the same with how I feel about Baskin-Robbins bubblegum ice cream. Why do you put bubblegum chunks in it? I don't want to chew bubblegum.
And it's the worst thing. Yeah, you have to chew it.
Yeah, like even if they did put like strawberry chunks in strawberry ice cream, at least that's something you can chew up and swallow.
Yeah.
Like bubblegum, okay, now I'm just chewing on it now. And it's going to be harder to eat this ice cream. And also like that, plus the fact that, like, it takes up more volume, like, more of the space in the cone that could have been dedicated to ice cream has now been dedicated to just bubblegum.
Yeah, and, like, not to mention, when you get bubblegum cold, it's harder to chew.
Yeah,
it's not good.
Yeah, it's no good.
It's snow good.
That's no good is Eddie Murphy. That's not Eddie Murphy. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't know.
Doesn't look like him. At first, I was like, wow, that's a really random cameo, because like his eyes looked like Eddie Murphy, and then I saw the full face. I was like, oh,
Just
no,
kidding.
That's not him. Anyhow. What are some other places? McAllister's Deli. When's even the first or last time I ate there?
Yeah, I know. No one cares. That's a place you go when there's literally nowhere else to go.
I know this is one that, like, it might be more of a regional thing, so I don't know if you've ever been here. Have you ever been to White Castle?
I have seen White Castle. I've never been to a White Castle, though.
Okay. White Castle's an interesting place. I wouldn't rank it particularly high, but the little sliders are very iconic. They're pretty good. There's like something about them. They're like good enough. It's almost like eating Cheetos. It's like,
okay,
we can all agree Cheetos probably aren't that great, but there's something in them that just has you coming back for more.
It's the crack cocaine, I believe.
Well, that's what they put in White Castle sliders, because White Castle sliders are very simple, like bizarrely simple. Basically, it's like they have like a square of beef with like 5 holes poked in it, and they grill it on top of a bed of onions. And the onions caramelize and the flavor goes into the burger beef. I don't even think they like season it or anything. It's literally just beef with like a lot of onion flavor. And then they put that on like a little like Hawaiian roll bun with like a single pickle, and that's it.
A single pickle.
Yeah, well, it's only so big. And that's their moneymaker right there, is a tiny burger that's glorified square beef seasoned only by sweated onions. And it's good, but not great. But you still find yourself buying like an entire box of them. Like they have like actual boxes you can get, almost like a collector's edition of White Castle sliders. Okay. And you go through them, you're like, this is fine. I guess I'll have one. And then you're like, yeah, maybe one more. Yeah, it's fine. And then by the end of the day, you've eaten them all. And you're like, wow, for like subpar sliders, that actually like, I ate them all.
I ate them all. There's something in them.
Yeah. I'd put them like B tier, because like even if my brain is like, I'm not impressed, your belly is full.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously it was impressed enough. But I want to say Roman Emperor Man is Phileas Fogg from Around the World in 80 Days.
Correct.
Yes. Another movie for movie grits.
Yeah.
A childhood favorite of my like entire family.
Yes. Okay, this is a funny side story.
All
I
right.
want to say it's also a childhood favorite, but the only CD we had of that movie, this was another car movie, by the way,
I
was
gotcha.
so horribly scratched up
Hmm.
that it was unwatchable. Like, you try to watch it and it would be like, this streaming service we watch, but worse because you
Yeah, where
can't skip
it's like,
around.
yeah, you don't just press a button and skip the part where like the scratch happened.
Yeah, you'd have to go chapter by chapter kind of thing. So there's just
Yeah.
chunks of that movie I've never seen because it's just so scratched up.
Let me go on Flix HQ on my phone and see if it's on there, because
Yeah.
that's definitely movie grits. Just like that, obviously, we always have to specify whether a movie's good or bad or ugly or whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely occupies like nostalgic, goofy movie grits. Around the World in 80 Days.
Around the world.
Around the world. Bang, bang. They have it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
I saw that movie so many times as a kid. At least 12, probably. Probably more. My like immediate family, I know I've talked about like when Peggy and I would go on road trips with our dad, but like with my mom and stepdad, we in the early 2000s ish also got a little car DVD player, and we had a couple DVDs we would watch on that, and one of them was Around the World in 80 Days. So
There
that
you
was
go.
a DVD or a car DVD for us as well.
Sorry, I was distracted by the caveman. I think we
I,
might have time for one or two more before the movie's over.
okay.
So choose wisely.
I don't even know what to choose. It's just like a bunch of sandwich places.
Are there any different ones?
I mean,
Let me see if I can think of
there's
anything.
it's like Jersey Mike or like Firehouse. Let's see. Let me go back to the list. McDonald's, Starbucks, Subway, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, Burger King, Dunkin', Domino's, Panera Bread, Pizza Hut, Chipotle. Thank you for skipping me ahead. I wasn't reading down the list. Sonic, KFC, Arby's, Little Caesars, Dairy Queen, Jack in the Box, Panda Express, Popeyes, Papa John's, Whataburger, Jimmy John's. That's one we haven't done. Okay. Hardee's.
I've never had Hardee's.
I don't even know if I have. I think, yeah, Zaxby's, question mark.
I've seen Zaxby's. I've never been to one though.
I go to Zaxby's every once in a while when I want to like a fried chicken sandwich, but don't want to pay too much for it, and also want 3 cookies for like $1. I'll put it B tier, high B tier. It's definitely not the best chicken place, but it's definitely better than KFC, and they give you 3 cookies for $1.
3 cookies for $1. That's pretty good.
Well, they used to. I think they upped it to like $1.50 or like $2 now. But
like the $1.25 store now.
Yeah, sheesh. Five Guys. I know nothing about Culver's, but I've heard of it.
I haven't even heard of it.
I haven't even heard of Culver's. Carl's Jr., which I'm pretty sure is just Hardee's under a different name.
Yeah.
Bojangles, which I don't even know if we have that around here.
That's like a name I use for an old man.
Yeah, that's like the ghost of a southern ghost.
The ghost of a southern ghost, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like a ghost from like I don't what even is that from? I don't know. There's like a book, like a novel. Wingstop.
Wingstop is good.
I think I had it once.
I would say my brother was a big Wingstop fan.
Mm-hmm.
He would like go to Wingstop every week.
I hate him, so F tier.
No. He would say it would Little Caesar him every time he had it, but he loved it so much.
I
I've had
gotcha.
it. I think
It's kind of like Cane's for me.
it's not the best like wing place.
Yeah. What would you
Um,
consider the best wing place?
I don't know. I don't think I've been to enough wing places.
So I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think the best wing place is going to be a fast food place.
No.
The reason I say that is because some of the best wings I had, you know how like in like DoorDash and stuff, there'll be
Mm-hmm.
those restaurants you've never heard of, and it
Yeah.
turns out it's just like some weird satellite version of like Applebee's or something.
Yeah.
The best wings I've ever gotten outside of just like going and sitting down at Buffalo Wild Wings, which there's probably even better out there than that.
Yeah.
Um, was one of those places. It was like some satellite place that's like far away from where I live. I'd never seen it or heard of it. And I was like, oh, let's support a local business. And that's how they get you because it sounds like a local business you've never heard of. But in reality, it's actually just Chili's. um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure either Applebee's or Chili's because they're both kind of interchangeable in my head.
Yeah, a
Has
little
that
bit.
Yeah, they had this thing called like sriracha honey wings or something like that,
Yeah.
and they were good. You get like
Yeah.
an extra thing of like the sauce they threw them in, and dip fries in it. Oh man, that was a good meal. And then one time I made the mistake of buying a fried Oreo from there, and I got 4 fried Oreos, and was like, what am
Oof.
I gonna do with all this? I'm gonna gain like 10 pounds immediately.
I was gonna say the best wings I'd ever had in my life was when I was in Brazil.
Mm,
So, and that wasn't fast food wings.
yeah.
So, yeah, fast food wings are just kind of like, I would say C tier. They get the job done.
Yeah, like honestly, I went to Wingstop with a friend. There was like a day I was hanging out with a friend in the area, and we went to Wingstop. Uh, it kind of just tasted like when I got wings from Sonic.
Yeah.
It was chicken. It was fried chicken. It was a small piece of fried chicken, but drenched in some sort of sauce, and that's not good to me. You
Yeah.
know, there's specific types of sauces, you know, where you can down a vat of that stuff. But when it's just like an offshoot of barbecue sauce, it's a bit much, you know.
Yeah.
To just have it like I don't know, getting soggy in the sauce, you know. Like I'd prefer they just kind of throw it and then put it like out of the sauce eternally and then
Yeah,
give
like a
it to me.
dry rub.
Almost. I mean, I'm fine with like a wet rub, I guess, but just don't leave it in there and then give it to me. Like, give me the
Yeah.
whole bowl of sauce.
Yeah.
Because
Scoop all the sauce out.
yeah, because then you're like excavating for the chicken you paid for, and when you find some, there's like way more sauce than there should be on it. So
Yeah. And then it gets all over your face, all over your hands.
yeah, and now you look like a buffoon in front of everyone because somehow they managed to not make a fool of themselves, even though they're eating the same food you are.
Yeah. It's like, it's always you, and like you're second guessing why you took your first date to Wingstop. And
Yeah, this is what happened to me. Even though I said he was a friend and I'm straight, so that didn't happen.
I have a funny story from a Wingstop. Or,
Okay.
yeah, it was Wingstop. It's not related to that, but I remember one time my brother and I went to Wingstop just like late at night, like wanted to hang out in college because there was some overlap when we were both in college.
Mm.
And we went to this Wingstop, and the worker, mind you, there's not waiters at Wingstop, right?
Mhm.
But this worker comes up to us. He's like 18, but like a high school 18.
Yeah.
And he just like pulls up a chair and starts talking to us about his relationship problems. And there's nothing worse than eating wings in front of people, let alone a complete stranger.
Yeah, that's like the most unflattering food to eat in front of anyone.
Yeah, especially when they're not eating.
Yeah, they're just like sitting there watching you eat while they talk about, well, apparently their relationship problems.
And yeah, and it was supposed to be like my brother and I hanging out, and both of us were like too kind to just tell him to leave us alone because
Yeah.
he wasn't being annoying, but I mean, we
It
definitely
was just
should've.
a little spontaneous.
Yeah, and then we left that and we're like, that was weird. Let's never go back there again.
You know, I will say, because I had a similar thing happen whenever I traded in some Pokemon cards at a retro game store, and I wasn't informed that you're supposed to already have organized them between common, uncommon, and rare cards. And so I just had this united stack of Pokemon cards that I had to organize through at the place, just standing there.
Ugh.
And the girl working the register started, she was like, "Can I trauma dump on you?" And I was just like,
Did she say that?
yeah. We talked a little bit, but it was mostly like friendly. And I was just kind of like, I guess so. So every once in a while, someone needs someone to talk to. And I think it is good to be that kind of person who, whether it be you're too nice to say no, or you have compassion or something like that. Yeah. Because, he couldn't help that he had relationship issues and works in the least flattering place to hang out with someone possible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand. That's very strange. Because, yeah, it's all, you are always the messiest person in a wing place, no matter who you are.
Exactly.
And, to have a stranger come up and be like, we've been just going through this rough patch. You're just like, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, talking about prom and stuff. It's like, dude, I'm a grown woman at this point.
Yeah. I remember prom a decade ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Funnily enough, this will be the end. It's not really a story. I wanted to say I have a weird Wingstop story too.
Okay, bring it on.
Whenever me and my friend went there, we sat at, like, we dined in, I guess. Mm-hmm. And, we were probably just talking about Breath of the Wild or something. And he's one of my friends who kind of enables that Nintendo nonstop talking side of me. And while we're talking about heaven knows what, we just hear some man just like, "Oh, y'all no," just yelling about something. And we both just kind of like very subtly, it was like whatever's happening is to my friend's back. And we're sitting like close to the bathroom, so we're kind of like around the corner. And so we couldn't really get a view of what was going on. Yeah. But I guess someone who knew the employees came in and was just getting really animated. And we couldn't tell for the life of us if he was being silly, like the way that when you're around your friends, you get kind of loud and silly, or if he was angry and something was about to happen.
Yeah.
Or a mixture of the two. Because sometimes it would sound like he would, it was a joke. And then like the other people, they'd be like, "Oh, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah," just playing along. And then he'd get really loud and start yelling again. And we just be like, "Are we about to die?"
Yeah, it's like, should we duck and cover or what?
Is like is a screw about to just pop out of his ear, and he's just gonna pull out a gun, gun us all down in like a blaze of glory. So apparently Wingstop is a great place to go if you want to experience some bizarre aspects of humanity.
Yeah, apparently that's the place to go.
Yeah, because I guess you went to that one once, and I've been to this one once, and we both had a story to walk away with.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I say, before we say bye, we go over our list.
Okay.
Do you want to read it, or?
Oh, I guess you can send it to me.
Oh, were you not writing it down? Okay, I can say it then. Well, then I'll say it. Okay, so we have Ratatouille tier,
All right.
Marco's Pizza,
Pretty good. Yep.
Popeyes,
I like Popeyes.
Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A's good.
Sonic, and
Sonic's good.
Auntie On's.
Auntie Ong. As advertised by Ong.
Oh, no, don't get me started. Then we got Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs tier. We got Wendy's, Krispy Kreme, Panera, Burger King, Cane's, Smoothie King, and Panda Express.
What a weird list. What a weird little combination of places.
Then we got the chef tier. So
All
we
right.
got McDonald's, Subway, Dunkin',
Yep.
Little Caesars, Dairy Queen,
Mhm.
Taco Bell, and Whataburger.
I still feel like Taco Bell should have been a bit higher, but we're already at this point. There's no changing it.
It's in pen, so.
Yeah. Unbreachable. It's basically in blood.
So then we got the food fight tier. We got Domino's, Pizza Hut, I think. I put that in the right. I don't know.
No.
Chipotle,
Mhm.
Five Guys, and fast food wing places.
All fast food wings.
Yes. And then in the Doo-Doo Donkey tier, we have Arby's, Jack in the Box, In-N-Out, KFC, and then I have the other category where I have no opinion, but that doesn't matter. And then we have the Starbucks tier, which obviously has Starbucks in it, and Wetzel's Pretzels.
Sounds good. All right. Let us know how upset you are about our ranking of your fast food corporate allegiances down in the comments below.
Yeah, let us know. I'm curious.
Yeah. Have you had a weird Wingstop experience? Is this just an unspoken rule of Wingstop patrons? Let us know down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, if you're here, like and subscribe.
Yeah, if you've made it this far, almost 2 hours in, if you haven't done that yet, why are you still here, you know?
Yeah.
Just to suffer? I'm just kidding. It's a video game quote. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I'm a gamer too. All right. Well, I guess that wraps it up. The movie was good.
It ended 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening to our tier list. Bye.
Bye.
More.
That came out today.
Oh, yeah.
The trailer. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay, bye.
Bye.